Guys, what's up? It's NihonTiger. Welcome back to the CarnisTerra server, and yeah, we're here at the good old happy portal we did last time, and I did a tiny alteration here. I put a second block. I don't know if you would have noticed it if I hadn't said anything, but I put a second block here of the chiseled sandstone down just to add a little touch to the portal area over here. But as you can see, we've done a bit of work lighting the area up and filling in some of the spots here. I might want to go ahead and fill in most of this because I have some plans for this area. And let me see here. How's my FPS is locked at 60, so it should be fine. But yeah, we should have ourselves a nice little area here for the portal right next to our lovely Sphinx. But the rest of this is all looking kind of plain. So this is what I want to work on today. Let me get my blocks out here. And I've got a lot of different types of blocks here for a reason. And that reason is I want to start laying out some of the various buildings we're going to be building. Well, obviously building over the next couple of weeks to start our village. And first things first, I want to figure out how far away from here I want to have buildings at, and I've also got some other things I want to build, and I got to figure out where do I want those. So a couple of things, we need to figure out where we're going to build our horse stables. We got to figure out where we're going to build some nice decorative fountains, and I think maybe I have an idea where that could be. And we have to figure out where we're going to build the buildings. Now the buildings, since I want this to be connected over here to the underwater temple, which we still have not visited, and there's the squiddy squids, and there's some guardians down there. But since I want this to all be connected, what we're going to need to do is build the town out this way toward the ocean here. We'll also need to build a port area. It'll be pretty nice. But let's see, maybe we can do this about 5 blocks away. Give ourselves a 5-block space. We'll call this a town square. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is... So we'll make that kind of our first corner, and then we'll just kind of figure out where we want to go from here. So I want I think I want the pathway to kind of curl out here. Well, I'll use different types of blocks for one specific reason, and that is because if we use these different types of blocks, we can designate them to be different buildings, and that helps us kind of coordinate. Okay, you know, here's where this building's going to be, and it's going to be in this shape. And that way, it becomes a lot easier for me in the build phase to figure out where everything needs to go and if I need to make adjustments, where I can make them at. So a lot of the buildings are going to be up. There goes my cactus. That's fine. But a lot of these buildings that we're going to be doing are going to be of a fairly square shape. I think that's a good shape. It's going to look a little bit like an enlarged village, I guess you could say would be a good way to describe it. Not necessarily like a medieval style village. It's going to be a lot of buildings will be square shaped. They'll have a Minecrafty look to them. I guess if you could call that kind of style Minecrafty. So we'll be building 3, 4, 5. We'll be building houses of all different sizes and shapes. Like, this is just a floor plan as well. So things will change. Things will look different. I don't know how many of them are going to have like sloped roofs. I think a lot of them might have like flat roofs. And I'm also going to be looking at some of the styles. I'm going to be doing some research on actual styles of how... Actually, I can make this all one wall, so this can shift over one. But I'm going to be doing some research just in the kind of the off time between episodes on what like ancient Egyptian buildings looked like, how they were styled, and whatnot. I think it'll be good for me to try and get a little bit of an idea for, let's make this 7. I'll make this 7 by 7, so this will be a little bit bigger. Get an idea of what kind of buildings we want, how we want to construct our town to make it look a lot like an ancient Egyptian village. So let's see, this is going to be kind of a straight street, so we'll want to have this maybe be 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 wide. We'll do it 4 wide, just because I think they'll be. It's weird because a lot of people say, "Oh, you have to do everything in odds, do everything in odd numbers." You know, sometimes it works. Sometimes it's nice to do things in odd numbers, but sometimes it's also nice to do things in even numbers, just to toss it up a little bit. So we'll have the main street here be 4 blocks wide. It'll start off as 3 over here, and it will eventually widen to 4. So let's go ahead and we'll do that. We'll just mark wherever we want the roadway to start. And then this will kind of intersect out here, I think, onto a little alleyway or a side street over here. Do I have any torches? I can make some. I'm also a little short on wood, so I'm going to have to set up a tree farm out here eventually as well, just to handle my lumber needs, I guess you could say, because we're going to need some lumber to build the support posts and other pillars of the community. Not pillars of the community in the sense, obviously of people, because you can't build people out of wood. That's not possible. This is not Pinocchio. Holy crap, there are a lot of zombies and stuff coming out after me. It's a little scary. And this is after I lit everything up too, so I've got a lot more lighting up to do. I've got to basically get this entire desert lit up, because these guys will wander in from hundreds of blocks away to come kill me. Ever since they changed the way that the mob AI works, it's always been like that. But let's see, we got this 3 wide here, and then this can be like a building. We want to have a building too that kind of curves a little bit here. Let's see, let's mark this. No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's going to be where that is. And then 1, 2, 3. So then we'll mark that as the other square area. And let's see here. We want to have a little bit of a curve. So we don't necessarily have to have the buildings be like a curve shaped. They can be square, but they just have to kind of follow a curve, so to speak. So let me kill the zombies. Yeah, these zombies are wandering in from further and further out. Yeah, look how far out they're coming from. About 100 blocks. Oh, baby. Baby, 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 baby. It's like a Justin Bieber song. Oh my gosh. Oh, and there's another zombie. Gonna have to make another axe. Damn. Guess they're just coming in from all over the place. So let's go ahead and figure this out. So I probably want this to come out here. So 2, 3. Get this be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this will be a little bit of a weird shaped building. Zombie, go away. Ow, ow, ow. Come on, really? I gotta fight all these things off in the nighttime. I hate this. And Jimbo's on, so I can't really sleep, but at least my armor's keeping me safe. So, kind of got some basic shapes here. A lot of these are going to be, as I mentioned, square-shaped buildings. We'll make this one actually like a 4x6. 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll kind of do that, just to give ourselves a little bit of a different shape here and there. And then this one I kind of want to have be jutting off of this one. So let's make this 3, and then we'll connect 2, 3. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. Let's make this go all the way out here to the back wall, like that. Yeah, it's looking nice. So here we go. We're gonna have some stuff here in the corners to kind of round it out a little bit better. But at least this is an idea of where we are starting with. So this is all going to be the town part, which means I must figure out where I'm going to build the other thing I wanted to build today. I guess it's going to have to be right over here, because this is all going to be shops, and then this is going to be... Yeah, I guess it'll have to be over here. We'll have to build them right out here. But the planning process here, actually doing all of this planning and getting everything all set up and figuring out what we're going to do with a rough idea of what kind of buildings we're going to build. So make this like a 7x4. Make this a shop. This can be a shop, so make this a 7x5. So let's do this. And then I'll kind of wind down the hillside there. There we go. So this will be some kind of shop or building, and then we'll have maybe set this one back a little bit. Like a 5, 3, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Nicely done. And this is all part of my normal process. I know it looks a little boring, and you guys are wondering, well, why isn't he actually building the houses? Well, to explain real quick, when you're planning, and whether it's city planning or planning in Minecraft, you want to have an idea of how everything is going to be set up, how it's going to look, and this kind of gives me an idea of what kind of building shapes I'm going to use, what kind of ideas I'm going to be stuck with for better or for worse. So let's see, we can do 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll just leave this here for now. We'll work on this building later. I just want to get an idea of what we're going to have and where. Maybe we can make this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to make this one a little bit longer. And the idea here is that if we plan out where our buildings are going to go, it'll make construction a lot easier, because I'll be able to kind of figure out, okay, here's where the support beams are going to go. I don't have to spend an episode working on just one building. I can construct maybe 2 or 3 or 4, or even more buildings in a single episode, just by knowing where we're going to be building them at and what kind of size we're going to be building, what kind of, not necessarily what kind of building we're going to be building. That may be something I decide later on as I'm figuring out how the different building heights will look with each other. We kind of want to tier them a little bit, so we don't want them all to be the same height. That's also a very important thing. Some of these are going to be 2 stories tall, one or two might be 3 stories tall, some will be 1 story tall. It'll be really short, and even between those story heights, there'll be different heights as far as the ceilings and how where the floors are in each building, what type of floors they use, what type of pilings we use, like the color, if we're going to use spruce or dark oak or oak. That's pretty much it. Maybe we might use an acacia here or there just to spice things up a little bit. But a lot of these buildings are going to be built out of sandstone, because we want to kind of keep the theme going here. Now, we may use some different blocks. We may go over and use some clay blocks, different color clay blocks. We don't use too many color clay blocks. We don't want it to be like a giant rainbow. But that is the kind of the essence of planning, is that if you're planning to build a map or anything like that, you want to know where your paths are going to go, you want to know where your buildings are going to go, you especially want to know where your major structures are going to be. So over here, I think, I need some food. Still got that chicken. But over here, I think we're going to build our horse stables. We're going to build a nice little stable here for our friend, who we have a name for him. I don't want to reveal it yet. It was suggested name, and it's very fitting. I can't remember what it is, too. That's also why I'm not going to announce it, because I forgot to look it up before I started. But we do have a name for the horse. I will reveal it in the next episode. Hopefully I'll have a name tag by then. Oh, wait, there's a name tag in here, isn't there? Didn't he leave me a name tag? I'm going to check. I'm going to double check and make sure. Because if you left me a name tag... Ow, sorry. Sorry, buddy. No, I don't think he did. I'll check. Maybe I moved it inside. That could be a case. So here, let's keep you in here for now. Get your stables built, probably next episode. And if we don't have a name tag, we will be sure to grab one from somewhere or somebody. No, I don't have a name tag. Okay, so I'm gonna need a name tag as well. Can't have a horse without a name on it. It's not right. But what I want to do right now is plan out another structure that's going to be on this side. So we've got kind of a basic idea of where we're going to build all of our first houses, so to speak. And I want to also, actually, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and build like right here. Yeah, this is perfect. Just like right here, Because what we're going to do, and this is not going to be all one building, but what we're going to do is we're going to have like a little alley back here. It's going to be like a little alley, and maybe we'll have like a secret shop back here, like a secret building. So like right here would be a little secret building, perhaps, that, you know, we're going to figure out, okay, how do we get inside? How do people get back here? Maybe it'll be like some kind of some mystic or something, and it'll be back here. It'll be like a little tiny entrance and a tiny sign. It'll be hidden from view, kind of like one of those weird little back alley shops that you see in some places. So that's an idea for that. And we'll have a building probably like right here, butts up against it. Okay, so we'll do something like that. And I'm kind of thinking maybe we can do some buildings that are not just box shaped, but I don't know. I distracted myself, so I want to, you know, I do this all the time. I get really hyped up about something, and I'm like, oh, we'll do this and that and this and that, and then, you know, push comes to shove, and I'm sitting here thinking, well, I didn't get anything done today. I planned everything out, but I was going to do something else entirely. So before I get too far off tangent and too rambly, and this is the thing that I do a lot, we're going to go ahead and start setting up what we're going to build here. So we need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 4. Oh, ran out of cobble. 3. Perfect. And I hope I have enough room on the side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. 2, 3, 4. And oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So what this is, these crosses are kind of meant to be, they're really more like plus signs, but what they're meant to be is actually something that we're going to build in a moment here. We're going to build some fountains. Yes. So this isn't necessarily supposed to be like a totally desert city where there's no water whatsoever, but it's going to be a kind of an oasis in the desert that happens to be right next to the ocean. So that's why it is a town that has thrived, because of its ocean connection. And as I mentioned before, it's going to be a city that's been ravaged by war. It's been, well, part of it's been ravaged by war and natural disaster. That's all going to be a sunken city, and it's basically like the city used to go all the way out there, and part of the city, from an earthquake or war or something, or the gods got angry, they sunk part of the city into the ocean, and that's like the old temple is the ocean temple, and there's going to be all kinds of ruined buildings down there. And then they basically just decided to say, well, screw it. You know, we got part of the city still left on land. Let's expand that. And they've built, the port will be built partially on top of the ruins of the old city. So that's kind of an idea of what I'm going for. I want it to have more of a story. And I know I'll flesh it out a little better as time goes on. But for now, I just kind of want to focus on making sure I get a lot of these little details all finished up as far as things like the fountains go. Oh, come on. And there's other structures I want to build, because I want this ultimately to be a city that feels like it's being lived in right now, and because it will be lived in. It will be lived in by villagers that I acquire through perhaps shady means. I'm evil. But let's see. So we want that. 1, 2, and 1. Oh, come on. Really? 2. So this is the outside edge of the fountain. This will be kind of the area where you would perhaps rest upon if you were going to take a gander into the fountain. Maybe throw some coins into it. Something like that. So this will be like the outside lip of it. Very easy to do. Doesn't require... Oh, I messed that up. I should be doing it that way. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, come on. I think I'll have enough here to 6, 7. So it looks like 32 is going to be enough for each of these on the outside. And that's good. And the reason I made the crosses is just to make sure that I build them symmetrically. I really don't need to do that so much anymore, but I want to make sure that they are symmetrical when I build them. So this here is perhaps a problem, and we have to figure out how we're going to put something in here. And this might just be where I go ahead and dig out all the sand and turn it into sandstone, if only because it'll be a little bit easier to have that smooth sandstone top instead of having like cobble or gravel or really any other stone. I don't think it'll look as nice unless, let's see, well, I gotta dig that out anyways and turn it into sandstone. So let's see how this looks first. You know, on second thought, I'm going to think about this for a second, and I'm going to go away, and I'll be right back. I'm going to try out some different blocks with this, and we'll see if one of them perhaps works a little bit better in the smooth sandstone, because it does all blend together, and I try to avoid that. So I will be right back, and we'll figure out some... gotta move this too. But I'll be right back. We'll figure out something that looks a little bit nicer. Alright, so we're back in 3, 2, 1. Alright, so we are back, and I figured out that quartz actually looks really nice on the bottom of these things. So I've gone ahead and taken the liberty of acquiring a whole bunch of quartz. So let's see, it's going to be 3. So that means we need 24 slabs. And I've got the idea perhaps in my head that the whole thing would look really nice if it's quartz. I don't know if I have enough to go around to do that. I actually need 28 slabs. Because I forgot that these blocks are gonna have slabs as well, but that's fine. We broke that. Don't really care. Let's get the blocks. That'd be nice. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So perhaps we'll change these out. I'm gonna see how it looks as a kind of a quartz sandstone combination right now. And we'll 3, 4. That's 24. That'll be enough to finish off the interior here. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And really, there's not much to building a fountain. All you really need is a good design, and you need a water source. And really what makes a fountain look nice in Minecraft is that the design needs to be original. You should not just say, I'm going to go ahead and, boop, boop, and then put a water block on top of that, and look, I built a fountain, yay, it's all done. Well, you can do that, but it just doesn't look very nice, and there are much better ways to go about doing it than going with that method. It's like I'm sounding like I'm a Bostonian saying Medford. Medfed. Oh wait, no, it's Medfa, isn't it? Someone from Boston, please correct me on my pronunciation of how you say Medford in Boston. I forget. I know it's kind of got that weird little tinge to it, because that's how all my cousins have weird ways of pronouncing stuff. I don't know. It's just kind of it's interesting. Every once in a while, I think I mentioned this when I was talking about my trip, but my mom says, she says that she used to pick up her accent a little bit whenever my dad says this actually about my mom. She doesn't really talk about it too much, but my dad says my mom used to pick up her accent every time she'd go back to visit her relatives, and it'd stick with her for a couple of weeks. And I notice it every time. Every time, we go out there, I'll start to hear it a little bit. Like when we're home, or when they're home again, you don't really hear it too much, but when my mom's there with all her siblings, you do hear that tinge a little bit. You start to hear the R's get turned into ahs. It's funny. It's kind of funny. Like I don't think she notices it anymore, perhaps because she's so not used to it. But I definitely am able to pick that up, and I think it's kind of like, oh, maybe, yeah, that might actually be nice. That might have been a happy little accident. And that's another thing to remember, too, when you're building, is sometimes you will have happy little accidents, as Mr. Bob Ross used to say. But, yeah, you can definitely have some happy little accidents in Minecraft, too. And you might be trying to do something, and you build something slightly different, and it turns out the way you built it slightly different actually makes it look a lot nicer. So let's see. Here we go. We got that. I think I like that because it kind of breaks up some of the rim. Hey, Mike Ranger is joining the game. I haven't seen that name in a while. Let's see. So we have some sandstone. Now let's go ahead and figure out how high we want to make this first, and that will determine our size. So we got 3. I think 3 high is fine enough. So then we'll need to do that. 1, 2, 3. And obviously, I just said don't do this. You know, don't do this. And now you're probably looking at like, Nihon, why are you making it like that? Well, it's only temporary. Don't worry, folks. It's just some people. Nope. Still kicking. Has not been shut down. Those of you who might be wondering, has the CarnisTerra server been shut down? No. We're all still here. Some of us are a little more active than others, but no. I might have to. Nope. Name change. Oh, no. That's not a happy little accident. That's just me misplacing things here real quick. So, alright. So we have our stairs. We kind of have a fountain, so to speak. Question is... Okay, who else still shows their face around here? Depends on the time of day. So let's go ahead and see if we can kind of do that. 2, 3, 4. I think that looks good. And obviously we can probably change this over to quartz at some point if we think it'll look a little fancier. 4. Okay, and I want these to be not... Yeah, the map did get reset. So I want these to be a different type of block. Maybe I'll have them be the... like the chiseled sandstone. That might look really nice. Chiseled sandstone. I know I have some chiseled sandstone floating around somewhere. I've got 1. Great. So I'll have to make some more. Go. And then you always end up with an extra slab when you do it this way. I hate that. 2, 3. So I'm just going to make 4. So let's go ahead and plop that up there. And we'll plop that one up there. And that looks alright. I think that looks good. That looks nice, doesn't it? Just a nice fountain shape. Oh, and I wanted to point this out, but I'm trying to figure out path 2, pathway stuff. So right now I've got the sandstone. I might just sprinkle them around, make it look like a path that's been worn down a little bit. But I don't know, maybe we want to use the diorite as kind of a continuation from the pathing that's on the platform. It's an interesting question. It's an interesting question to think about. And your pathing it matters a lot too. Like all these little details, all these little things I'm talking about, the pathing, what blocks we choose, how we choose to build, the structures and the layout and the different types of structures and their heights and everything I've talked about so far is very important in building. And you don't have to figure out everything all at once. There's plenty of time to sit around and I like that. But there's plenty of time to sit around and think about these things and get an idea of what you think might work, what doesn't work, to experiment, to try things out. The big thing with building is preparation, having a general idea what you're going to do and how you're going to lay things out. And then a lot of the detail work, a lot of the building is actually secondary. It becomes a lot easier when you're trying to figure things out. So, yeah, I like that. I think those fountains look nice, especially with a little step down. So maybe, maybe our people, if they get really cold or too hot out, they can step into the fountain and cool themselves off or something instead of having to jump on over the edge. But I think that looks good. I think that looks really nice. Let's see. Just want to make sure that this looks good on all sides. The water's flowing properly. It's a little too, maybe it's a little too close to the Sphinx. I don't know. We'll have to think about it. If it is, then perhaps we can move it somewhere else. Because all we have to do is just basically shift this to another location. But yeah, like I have to figure out how I want to do this. I want to do like the diorite pathing here and have that instead of these smooth stone. But the same idea would persist. There'd be a mixture of either sandstone and diorite, and then the sand blocks themselves kind of sprinkled about to look like the pathing has worn down, and our village is a little bit older and a little bit crusty, but still lovable. Oh, you are not lovable though. You are a evil Zombert. You must be deaded. Got a bunch of stuff out of that, didn't we? I'm breaking on that shovel, and that's got efficiency. Oh, that's nice. Those are both iron shovels, aren't they? I can combine those together. Nice. So, there you go. We have ourselves a little bit of a start. I have zombies to take care of. But for our next trick on CarnisTerra, we are going to be, as I said, working on stables over here. Probably stables will probably go right over here, right next to where the fountains are. And we're going to build a stable for not just one horse, but multiple horses, because I suspect we will have multiple horses. Oh, I'm getting chased. Gotta run away. So, for now, thank you guys for watching. Have fun, and I'll see you guys next time here on the CarnisTerra server. Where is he? Where is he at? Oh, he's taking a bath. Okay. I gotta make a sword or something, or get an axe. See you guys next time. Hey! Come at me.